Okay, folks, this is the review of the Mistral 10 litre digital air fryer. It has hot air technology for healthier frying and crispy perfection, blue LED digital control with touch sensor panel, adjustable temperature control, 80 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius, 7 dedicated cooking functions, 60-minute timer, 1800 watts. 1800 watts. So we'll take it out of the box and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so here goes, we'll get it out of the box. It's got a security tag, so the security tag guarantees that it hasn't been opened by another person and returned. Sometimes these shops return and you know it's something that's been pre-used. Good idea, folks. Stores make sure his appliance has got security tags on it, so we cut that off. Okay, get this out. Okay, what I'll do is I'll have to take it out on the floor. Comes with instructions there, so we'll have a look at that. I've used these machines before, so I'm kind of conversed with them, but they're the new age of cooking. They're fast cook, they use quartz elements. Very fast to cook. So I'll pull this out. It's a big baby, so it's going to be fairly heavy. Without dropping it, so have to be careful. Machine. Let's get it on here. Shut this blind a bit for the light. See if we've got light in here. Just check the lighting. Won't make sure you guys see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so take it out of the plastic. Again, all your appliances should at least be wrapped in the plastic. If it's not, it's probably a return. If it's a return, it might be a lot of shop people now just put the return stock back on the shelf, which you're not supposed to do. Okay, so I'll get it out of the plastic. This guy's got security things on here, little tape things that, you know, when it's been in transit to stop this door opening. Main thing with the 10 litres, I've used these machines before. You pull the labels off the top for the computer thing. What we're looking for to 10 litres, I'll see if I can open it from here. It's a big baby. Here we go, very heavy. Okay, so what we're aiming for is with any sort of cooker, you need the cooking pan, okay, to be right. This is good. Inside the cooking pan, it's got the holes in the bottom, and when the chicken or whatever you're doing on here, I'll be doing a pork roast, sit there, all the fat drains underneath. This is what you're after, okay, and then we pull this out. It'll go underneath here into here and you just drip it out. So that's what we're after. Okay. So I'll just do it that way. Put this back in. Now, this is good technology because the machine's got special quartz element or whatever up here to make it cook properly. Very fast, fan forced, goes right through. Main thing is you need a big thing. The 10 litres, I think this is the biggest one to make on the market at the moment in the world, and this is 10 litre. This is what you need, big cooking area. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to just leave that over here, move the box. We're going to quickly cook a boneless pork shoulder roast in it. could take probably, I'd say, roughly, you know, an hour. But what you're going to remember with you can always cook in these machines using oven bags. So that means you don't have to clean them out. Don't think you just put it in there and you're going to put the meat or chicken or whatever you're doing, okay? Put it in there, put it in the oven bag, you don't have no cleaning, okay? So we're going to get this out now. We're going to cut this out with the plastic. And we're also going to cut it in half. It's good to put it in portions, even if it's in a big machine like this, it'll do it right. So what we're going to do now, just hopefully you can see what I'm up to. Using the Wilshire cutting knives, this will be important that we get this out of. This is a reinforced plastic bag, as we know. It's got a netting in it, so it keeps the boneless pork shoulder in shape. That's the idea of the netting. So we take it all out, and it's also got a sachet in it for to keep for preservative sachet, which is good. So I'll cut this out of here. A bit of blood, so we'll get rid of that. Now, when you're cooking meat, it's good to cook the meat in the fat. And by doing the cooking in the fat, it keeps the juices, keep the flavour. In fact, most meat, honest guys and girls, cook it in the fat, feed it in the fat. It'll taste much better. Fat comes out of meat is not like fat that you get out of saturated fat. It's not gonna hurt the veins. Just add the fat in it. It's not serious fat. It's not the saturated fat. It's the animal fat. It's different, right? It's actually quite good for you. So if you want it, when you're eating your meal at night, just cut the fat off. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll pull this out now. There's a bit of fat. Like I do agree. You know, you pay weight when you buy the meat. You do see the fat on there, but look, we're going to cook the whole lot anyway. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on this board here. Get rid of this. I'm just going to wash my hands a bit. I should have my gloves on, but I haven't got them on today, so we'll be okay. Okay, so this is my Halloween knife. Very nice. It's good for cutting. So, okay, we're going to cut this in half now, folks. So, I'm left-handed, so I can't do anything with my right hand. I do everything with my left. I'm a lefty. So we're going to cut this now, roughly in halves. Might cut it in halves, but what we're going to do is we're going to cook it using the Mistral 10-litre air fryer. You're going to cook this with a fat on it, okay? And in the same oven bag. So we've got big, large oven bags, so we're going to cut in the oven bag. So we've got this. Now we can cut it with the chicken cut. It's a bit hard. See, fat is hard to cut, so here we go. Cut there. Cut the last bit off. We'll cut this off when we've done the cooking of it. Okay, like that. Okay, so wash hands again, a bit scrubby. Okay, so just dry them a bit. All we do is get a oven bag. These are just cheap oven bags, but they're big oven bags. I think this might be the last one. I'm going to throw in another one. What is going on here? That's not right. Oh, we go. No. think this is the right oven bag to get another packet out. Something's wrong with that oven bag. Okay. Had a look at this one, couldn't get that one open. Oh, here we go, that's much better. Large oven bag, right? This means when you put it in the Mistral, you won't have to do any cleaning, basically. You still have to turn it over and things, that's normal with these machines. This is the latest edition Mistral, so we'll get into this pretty soon. Put it in the bag, again wash thy hands. Cleanliness is godliness, as they say. Okay, so what we do now, with the oven bag, I tend to do the old-fashioned knot. Okay. These are just the tyres. So what they do is they give you those, they give you the elastic bands. So I get these elastic bands out. It's just to make the knot ahead of time. These elastic bands won't last. They're just pulverised in the heat. What you do is you flip it around like that. Put the elastic band around here, like you normally do with the oven bag. So you want it roughly around there. Good as the double tight. And what you do then is just tie this one. This one's heat resistant. Put that around there, and then just tie that around like that. And that basically guarantees that it's not going to, come apart so much. Cut the, I don't want to fire in here, so what we do is we cut the plastic band off at that stage. So everything's good. Okay, so we're set to go. So, okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to put this meat inside the Mistral. So because it's a 10 litre, you'll see that there's a huge amount of so it's in the Mistral now. Okay, got 10 litres of space. So there's a huge amount of meat, area for the meat. So we haven't got an issue there. Everything's good. So I'm going to stop it. I'm going to plug the Mistral in now. I'm going to put it together. Okay. Okay, folks. We've got the Mistral oven here, air fryer, 10 litre. Oven here, it's all plugged in, so it's pretty big. That's the other one that we've got. That's a small tasty one. That's only 1.8 litres. You can't cook anything in that. This one is a jumbo one, so actually put it in here. Okay folks, this is the Mistral air fryer, 10 litre installed. So it's pretty heavy machine. That's just the size of how big this machine is. That's a jug. That's how big it is compared to the jug. So that's a pretty big machine, right? So I've got the meat in it. Okay, so what we do is we've got the meat that I had before. So that's now in the machine. So I'm gonna press this into the machine. So okay, so it'll just be 2 secs. So please note, when you buy one of these machines, you must have the actual drawer for the oven clogged in pretty much. So at the back of the machine, it's got a metal stopper on the back of the machine, which is pretty good. But the machine's heavy in itself, so it allows you to push, but you have to have a bit of force to push it. It's got to be flushed in on the right side, the left side. Now that turns the power on, okay? Now the digital thing's on. It's not actually on, but I'm going to press the power on now, okay? Now, this is full digital display. You can put it, like I'm going to put this to, I'm going to put this on for, see how high it goes up to. It goes up to 200 degrees, right? I'm going to put it on for like just to be safe, I'm going to put it on for 150 degrees. And also it's got a timer minutes. So it's got 25 minutes, 15, 20. Okay, 30. Okay, just have a look here. So it says it's got auto cook programs in it. So that's cake, looks like fish. So it's got different auto cook. So I'm just hitting the memory for the auto cook cakes. Here it is. Looks like meat, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is the first time we're using this particular machine. So I'm going to say, okay, hit it by 160 degrees. That's meat. It looks like meat. Okay, so we'll get the timer. Just keep on putting the timer up. I reckon this could do it in roughly 50 minutes. We'll see how long the timer goes for. It goes up to 60 minutes, okay? Okay, so that's good. So what we'll do is we'll get it started now. Okay. And I'll reduce that to 180 degrees just to be safe, right? I don't want it to be too hot, right? It's 200 degrees, that's fine. Okay, so we'll start that. Okay, and I think to get it started, you have to press that button on and off again. So what this is, here we go. It's working now. And that little fan thing showing it's working, right? It's good. These machines are pretty good compared to this conventional oven here. Problem is, this is called a Blanco, right? It's very, very expensive. It's fitted to these apartments. This apartment's worth over $2 million, right? So they fit Blancos and all this funny chrome shit. The problem is this is low down. So you open this, you can break your back every time you go in and out of. And this goes to 250 degrees, okay? So I think 180 degrees could be fine. Fan forced. This is also fan forced, but a lot of money to run. And it takes forever. It takes half an hour, or 20 minutes, half an hour just to preheat. This one's preheating now, right, while we speak. So they're pretty simple. Think of this as an oven like this, right? That's what we do, okay? So, okay, you can turn it off any time you want. Okay, so that's on now. So okay, we'll leave it on now and see what happens. Okay, it's in the oven bag, so that should mean the fat will still get hot. The oven bags should resist the temperature of 180 degrees. We'll have a look quick at it now, see what's going on. Now the oven bag here, what we're doing is we'll have a look here, right? Now what's happening with the oven bag is heating up, burning, because it's heating the element. So we don't want the oven bag to do that. So as long as the oven bag doesn't touch, the one problem with cooking with oven bags, they can seed inside. So you've got the heating element inside. That's not a big deal. Right, it's not damaging the unit, but what it's doing is it's flaking the plastic, okay? So what we do is we clean that out. You still can use oven bags, but just make sure that the oven bag itself, there we go, it's clean. It's all metal inside, so the Mistral's quite a good unit. It's all metal inside. Aluminium or whatever, aluminum. Americans say, we'll just get rid of that. That might have been from production. Right, as it is, see how cool it is inside? And that's while it's been on for a few minutes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll put this back in. We'll just make sure the oven bag doesn't stick up and heat the element. That's what even a normal oven, if the oven bag ever hits the element, it'll cinch. Okay, so to stop that, what we'll do is we'll just tuck it in like that. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, and we'll just one hand we'll just plug it in again. Again, it's pretty heavy. So, okay, little thing I realised when you put this door shut, if you push it upwards, when you shutting the door will not lock and the thing won't lock in. So when you put it in, you force the handle down a bit, force the handle down, seems to lock in. So as I said, this is the first time I've used this model. I've used other models but haven't really had an issue, okay? So it's 180 degrees. You smell, when you're cooking, like another oven, if you smell burning, always investigate. One good thing with this machine is when you start cooking with it, if you pull the door out, it'll turn off, but the memory will still continue with the cooking session that you're doing. So sorry about the camera work, but that's what happens, right? So it's still set at 180. Just smell, see if you can smell any burning. And if you do smell burning when you're using oven bags, well, simple matter of just pull it open, have a look, right? We'll have a look again, see what's going on. Okay. What happened there was that a little bit of the plastic had ripped off the oven bag and it got up to top and it was smelling a bit. But the oven bags are geared to the hot temperatures. There's no reason why the oven bag can't deal with it. Okay? We'll have a look down below. So we still can take the meat out. We'll have a look. See, some of the oven bag is singed. So that's from the original time when it hit the element. Okay? That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the cooking I've done. It just means the oven bag wasn't cut short enough, okay? So I should have cut it shorter. So what I'll do to fix that up is I'll get my pair of scissors and I'll cut the end of the oven bag. Okay, pronto, so the oven bag's now cut shorter and there's no reason why that should hit, anything should hit, okay? That should be fine. So we'll put it in again, see how it works. This is our first day cooking with the Mistral 10 litre. Okay, so we put that there. I'll put the handle down and plug it in straight away. So we'll sit here for 5 minutes. We'll just see if we've seen smelling of the oven bag, but that's the decayed oven bag here. We'll worry about that. That's rubbish. We don't worry about that oven bag, okay? That's only because I didn't cut the excess off and it hit the element. That's okay. That'll happen in a normal oven. So I'll just put that in the rubbish bin. Here we go. So we'll just sit here for another 5 minutes. See if we don't smell anything wrong. That means the Mistral 10 litre 1800 watt deep fryer oven, which is also just no different to an oven there. Think of it the same. You can do pizzas in this, do everything. Okay, it's big enough for holding a pizza. You can cook everything in here. Okay, chicken, it works. If you're doing chicken, rotate the chicken. I do it every 4 minutes. 5 minutes, just rotate it. If you're doing fried chips, same thing, rotate them. Okay, but this is just showing you can use an oven bag in an oven like this, fan forced. It's only 180 degrees. This oven here, right, goes to 250 degrees. So see here, it goes to 250 degrees. So there should be no reason. Both fan forced. That's fan forced. This is fan forced. And we're not smelling anything, not seeing anything coming out of the side of the machine. Okay. Just keep on smelling whenever you're cooking, folks, as well. The mums out there and your dads, single guys, always smell. Use your nose. Smell, smell, smell. Because that can tell you, like we had with that. As soon as that, because the quartz element in here is so hot, as soon as that oven bag hit it, it caused the oven bag to immediately dry out and crack. Right, oven bags do dry out over a period of time, but they don't do it straight away, only if they hit the element. So, and I was to blame. I should have cut the oven bag handle shorter, and I didn't. So I'm to blame for that. But it doesn't matter because the machine's not damaged, it's strong as an ox. I like the way it's got stainless steel. That's nice on the outside of the machine. It's dialed now down to, well, it's doing down 160 degrees. I don't know what's going on there. So I think it's still 160, might have been 180, 160, I can't remember. But we'll see what happens, okay? And it says 25 minutes on that. We don't know, it might count down, keep on counting down. I haven't used it. We look at the instructions. We look at the instructions with the Mistral. It gives a general cooking guide. Okay, so using appliance, blah blah. Now what we're after on here is the actual cooking. So what it says is, okay, so what it says here is frozen French fries, 20 to 30 minutes, frozen chunky fries, 20 to 30 minutes, homemade French fries. So they want you to use potato wedges and all that. Now fresh food, steak, beef cubes, that they reckon minimum, maximum amount. So it says here steak 1,000, so amount of grams, right? 1,000 grams. This meat that I put in, I haven't got the baggage, was over 2,000 grams. It doesn't mean it can't do it, right? Lamb or chops, 500 to 1,000, 10 to 20. So if you know, we can still turn it over. We'll turn it over after a few minutes. Minced patties, meat, pat balls, it's all, and then the chicken wings. They say you can do chicken wings 1,500 grams. That's good, right? So this is only about 2,400 grams. Okay. Now that's probably exceeding the instructions here, but it doesn't mean you can't cook it with that. You've just got to open it and turn it over, right? Even if it's in a bag, it's good to turn it over, right? So, okay, so we've set it down for there. We'll see what happens, okay? This is the first time use, again, folks, of the Mistral 10 litre, which is, I think it could be the world's largest air fryer, which is the conventional air fryer. Now you can buy air fryers on the internet, which are like, you know, much bigger than this. They could be 40 litres, 50, 60 litres. And they're big ovens, big wide things, right? And they've got doors on them, glass doors. They're amazing, quartz elements and everything on them. So they're worth about $500. So this thing was a good price. I'm not going to disclose it. I want to tell you exactly how good deal on it. So the Mistral is quite good. The good thing we like about them is they're not hot on the outside. So they're quite, you know, I can still touch the oven, right? If this oven was working here, this gets red hot and you can't touch it and burn yourself, okay? So what we'll do, folks, is we'll leave this be, okay? I'll shut down for a bit. I'll have a cup of coffee and I'll come back to see what it looks like when the pork is finished cooking. We'll just have a look what it looks like in the Mistral. So as I said, it's a good oven, very solid, well built. Didn't cost much money, as I said, but the way to go, these things are good because you can cook them, they circulate the air around, and especially if you've got pre-pro. Oh, okay, so that was an error, I shouldn't have touched that. Okay, so we're going to do the time again. So we'll take that down to about half an hour now. See, it's a touch screen, so what happens when I put my finger on it, you have to watch that, right? It's all right. We're still doing it for 30 minutes, that's okay, right? But what we're saying is that you've got to be touchy, because if you're showing something like what I'm doing with you guys, you touch it's touch screen, so immediately you touch it with your finger, it's touch screen, okay? So, and it's, at the moment, no smell. So we're using our no burnt oven bag. It'll say if you use oven bags, it'll say, yeah, of course the fat will remain in there, but it's pork, and the fat's on the outside of the pork. You cut the fat off when you cut the pork steaks. You don't have to worry about the fat really being in it. And also when you're cooking meat, you don't cut the meat off the meat first. Cut the fat off the meat first. You leave the fat on the meat and help the meat cook in its own juices. That goes for when you're cooking it in the oven or in a fried pan or whatever. Only cut the fat off before eating the meat. Okay, same thing with meat. You want to cook it in the juices, right? We'll have a look how it looks. Okay, so far. So it looks, oh, it's cooking through very well. See that? So at the moment you can see, you can see a bit of pink, you know, through here. But at the moment, this is really cooking fast, so that's good. Okay. Okay, so it's flush and it starts off. It looks after you. It's probably a very safe oven, right? Okay, so again, we're going with the Mistral. It's counting down again now to 29 minutes. But look, honestly, folks, I think this could be finished. We'll have a look at the meat first, but I think it could be finished in another, like 20 minutes. It's certainly, 180 degrees isn't too bad for this sort of meat. I reckon it'll normally go for about 50 minutes. So we don't want to shrivel it up to nothing. As you see, we don't want to shrivel up to nothing, okay? Folks, this is the Mistral 10 litre deep air fryer. First time use. They've just been released on the market. I don't know if you can get them in the United States. I know you got Woolworths in the US, so if you ask them, they probably might sell them in the US. So I think they sell them. They're made in China, so they sell them everywhere. But the high quality polished finish looks pretty good. As I said, that's the size of my hand compared to the oven. So you look at the size of my hand, and the oven's huge. It's a big, heavy oven. Okay, and it should be heavy. Now, the main problem is they're making little 1.8 litres. This baby here, we'll just get this. This is a little tasting version, and this is more expensive than this version. It's ridiculous. This costs more than this. So I got this special agreed discount price. So, okay. So everything's looking good, folks. This is the Mistral 10 litre deep air fryer. You can cook chicken wings, tons. You can cook everything in this because you've got a massive 10 litre capacity bowl. 10 litre is a big. You can put a whole damn pizza in it if you want, right? Within about, no more than 8 minutes, 7-8 minutes. Normal pizzas, if you ever get your pizza made in the pizza, Domino's, or whatever, they always cook them for a standard 10 minutes. Okay, roughly around 180, 200, maybe above 200 degrees. And that's a standard practice with the pizza companies. They always do them for about 10 minutes. This, because it's fan forth, I reckon you're going to exceed the pizza ovens in this one. I reckon this one could do a pizza in about 8 minutes. I don't know in the instructions if it says 8 minutes. See, we don't know. We'll see what it does. So anyway, what I'm going to do, folks, I'm going to have a break. As I said, I'm going to have a cup of coffee, and what we'll do is we'll have a look at the result of the pork when it comes out of the Mistral 10 litre. I think it's 1,800 watts. I'll have a look at the box again. Right. Again, this has just been released on the markets, folks, and it says here on the box, what does it say? It says here, the box on its side. What does it say? 10 litre capacity, blue LED display for clear visibility, time and temperature settings. What else? Detachable non-stick basket with the rack. It actually takes the fat out for you. Cool touch handle, so that's excellent. And it gives a more detailed thing on the box as well. Yeah, here it is. It says, what does it say here? Yeah. Hot air technology of healthier frying and crispy perfection, blue LED digital control, adjustable temperature control, 80 degrees to 200 degrees Celsius, 7 dedicated cooking functions, 60-minute timer, 1,800 watts, okay? And that's all you need. With the oven here, this oven itself has got a 60-minute timer. So that's conventional with ovens. They no longer go for 60 minutes due to, these are rules set down by the government for cooking length of cooking times. You can't exceed 60 minutes in case you leave it on or burn the whole house down. Okay, so that's a conventional oven, and I think it's a Blanco made in Italy. Compared to, that's worth thousands of dollars, compared to this, which is the Mistral oven here. Okay, so we're going to turn off now, and we're going to have a look at it and see what it looks like, and come back to when it's cooked. See you guys, you girls. Bye bye. Okay folks, it's Graham again. We're just showing there's the 10 litre Mistral deep air fryer. It's just cooked a 2.5 kilo shoulder pork. Look, there it's finished now, it's beeping at us. Good loud beep. From the other side of the kitchen, you can hear the beep going on. Look at it, very loud. Okay, so we're going to take this pork out, shoulder pork, 2.5 pound. Now we'll pull it out now. Okay, we'll just bring it over here. Yeah, it looks good now, doesn't it? Look at that. This will give a week's supply of meat to a whole family, basically. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to pull this out now. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just put this with its little legs down, this camera. Okay, we'll just have the camera standing. Get a good view. Let's take this out. Should be well cooked now. You'll notice that the inside of the pan is completely clean. So I've used an oven bag. Okay, so everything's good. Okay, it's right. Doesn't need cleaning, everything's fine. So what we'll do is we'll put this down again. Okay. As soft as anything. This is, folks, this is the softest piece of pork I've ever had. This is amazing. I can't believe how soft it is. So what we're going to do is do the right thing. We're going to pull it out. Now, a bit of advice, when you've got a lot of fat, this is in the oven bag, do not pour it down the sink, because it clogs up your sink, okay? So what we'll do is we'll get a, the light just went out. That's okay, what we'll do is we'll just put the other light on. The big strobe light just went out, so. Got a massive amount of fat out of that pork. Incredible amount came out, okay? So it's all out, so we're going to throw the rest in the bin. With the fat, that's not the fat coming out. There's a lot of fat in there, but that was from previous cookings that we've done just with the oven cooking. But what we do is we just let that fat go hard and we just chuck it in the bin. It doesn't clog up the sink then, okay? So what we do is just going to wash our hands. We're going to have a look at the meat now, okay? I'm going to cut some of the meat in half, just to show you how well cooked it is, okay? This is really nice, okay? Soft as anything. This is what we're talking about, folks. This is a big chunk of meat. Beautiful. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that, isn't that juicy? Now look at this. I'll get it, bring the camera around, like this sec. Okay, we'll cut this all sorts of meat to let you know. This is perfect right through. Soft as anything. Soft to cut and everything. It's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this was roughly on for about 50 minutes. And we like our meat not rare, well cooked, soft. Okay, so here we go. Okay, you can have a look at the meat. My strobe light's gone, so but you can see there's no thickness in the meat. That meat is super. Look at this. Super soft. That fork just goes straight through it. It is beautiful. Okay, so that's preview. That's 2.5 kilos of shoulder pork. Okay, and it's got a bit of fat. We'll cut that fat off, but that is juicy. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, you can't complain about that, right? That's it. I'll turn the strobe light on again. One final look. Okay, look at that, folks. Before the light goes down again, look at that, big juicy. See that? There we go. Perfect. Look beautiful. Soft as anything. Look at that. Beautiful. Can't complain about that. We're going to cut that in small pieces. We can have it for the dinners through the week. Okay, so that sums it up. Okay, folks, signing out. This is Graham Leer the cook, and I previewed the new Mistral giant 10 litre. There it goes, 10 litre deep air fryer. You can fry fish, crumbed fish, you can make scallops, you know, fry everything you fry in a shop, but it's also an oven. So it can cook beautiful juicy meat like that without giving you trouble. That's what we're talking about. It can cook juicy meat like this without giving you any problems. It didn't crisp the outside. The outside's perfect. Okay. So we'll sign off. Okay. That's the air fryer, new, just released, 10 litres. No problems at all. It's a good machine. Okay. Have a great time, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.